This is Adam, and this is my O-gauge layout. I did a post about 9 months ago, my first real layout post. Um, I haven't gotten a ton accomplished since that time. There's just been a lot of stuff going on, but I have done some work on it. As you can see, if you compare it to my initial posting on YouTube, and I just thought I'd take you through what I have done with an exciting plot twist in terms of the expansion. I'm going to get going on that soon. So, um, things I've added, I think most importantly, are the legacy and DCS system. So those are incredible. I love running command control. Conventional is okay, but once you run command control with these two systems, I just think that there's really no going back. You can just do so much with the trains, and it's really necessary for me because I essentially have a single main line. It does branch off in a couple spots, but to run two, three trains on a layout all at the same time in conventional would be impossible for me. So this gives me a little bit more functionality with that. Sound effects are great. You can adjust the smoke levels. Speed control is spot on with both systems. So I do like the legacy controller better. I think it's just a better controller. It has that haptic feedback when you pull the train brake. The quilling whistle is really nice. But the DCS I think has a little bit better speed control, and I do like with the TIU how you can wire in accessories and you can wire in all the switches as well. So I've been using that quite a bit, and most of my fleet is MTH as well. So both pretty cool systems. I don't really see a downside to either one. Everybody says the MTH is tougher to wire. I wired this up with no concept of DCS. I did end up wiring in a star pattern just out of, sheer luck, I guess. I didn't bus wire it. So I have 10, a signal strength of 10 throughout the layout. So that's what I'm most excited about. Couple things I added. I guess I did these street lights here. Those are Woodland Scenics. Those are pretty cool. I think I had the Sitgo sign, Mr. Peanut, got that PAP sign, and I'm going to be adding a couple more. I did a separate video on this spray foam mountain that I made, which really came out pretty nicely, I think. So there's a separate video. If you subscribe, you can watch that video on kind of how I made it. But this I'm really happy with, and I think it just, as I stated before, has a kind of, now the bridge has something to go across. Over here, I'm probably going to end up doing a lake or some kind of water feature under this bridge. And I also added this railroad crossing, which is the Lionel Railroad crossing. And I have this road here, which is also new. Still need to work a little bit on that road, but I'm fairly happy with it. And that connects back into town. So ultimately, this dirt road here is going to come out from here. It's going to go, down through the railroad crossing, and then it's going to head out of town. So here's the most exciting part. This layout used to not have this second bridge here, and what it did was it came down and went to the wall and looped around, came back up through here and out through here. So I added this second bridge, and this is the exciting part of this update. I'm going out through the wall into the hallway. So if I take you out here, I had this cabinet made recently, this built into the wall by a carpenter, just for the sole purpose of running my railroad across it. So I've got a saint for a wife. She got on board. Took some convincing, but here it is done, and now I'm ready to go. So also have a valance here that we put some LED lighting in, and this is just going to be like a real natural scene. So what's going to happen is the train's going to come out through here, double track through here. There's going to be another tunnel, kind of like the one that I'm currently making right now. I'm making this out of foam and just etching in the stone blocks and painting it. So I'm going to have a little bit of a hill, coming up here, and then I'm going to have another tunnel portal here. I'm going to build a big mountain feature back here, I think, which is going to look really nice. And I'm kind of going to do the same thing on this side. Another tunnel portal, tunnel here, hill coming down here. And what will happen is this track, which is up higher, is going to run all the way and just stay elevated all the way across through here. And I'm going to have a, just a stone facing stone wall. And these two other tracks coming down here will run at ground level, and that second track's going to run right up against that stone wall, which I think is going to be a neat feature. So that's going to go out through here and into the next room. So I'm going to have a pretty decent sized layout pretty soon. So this layout is going to run all the way to the end of that wall, which is about 145 inches, 12 feet, plus an inch. And then it's going to go all the way to the door, which is another 100 inches. It's going to come back about 100 inches, go across 50. I'll have an 18-inch, that's kind of what these wooden blocks are denoting. Going to have an 18-inch aisleway where that track is going to loop around, come back, and come back through down here. I also have this conduit, which goes right through that cabinet, all the way into the other room, so that I can, run wire through it for the layout. So everything was planned out, I think, pretty well, and I'm just ready to get building. I just need to find the time to do it. So that's the story with that. This is essentially what the next phase of that layout's going to look like. This one's pretty busy. I stripped it down a little bit, but right here, essentially, you're looking where this bridge starts to, or this track starts to curve in. This runs across the hallway, and then this goes through the other room, loops around, and here's that little aisleway I was talking about, which is going to be 18 inches wide, which I think is probably the minimum to be comfortable and get in there and do work. So again, this one, little busy. I took out this little branch line here. Other than that, it's essentially the same. I just wanted some yard space, and I'll be able to loop back in, around, and reverse directions here, so I can reverse directions in that room, and I can also reverse directions with my reversing loop in here, depending on the length of the train. So another things I've been doing, I've been working at the ballast a little bit more. I've added these trees in for a little park here. I've got these swings. Don't know if I had that on the first post. I want to build that up a little bit and, make it more of a natural part of the landscape. And then what else have I done? A little more ballast here. And then I've added a bunch of trees, quite a few trees over here, some ground covers, and some trees back there toward the end of the layout. That windmill is not going to stay there. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it. I think that next room is going to be more of an industrial area, so I might put it over there, which will be pretty cool. But all in all, I guess I have gotten a lot accomplished over the last 9 months, but I just haven't been able to run because this has been sitting here at 3 dead ends for probably 3 months now, and just circumstances have prevented me from really working and getting this up and running. But I think over the next month and a half, I'm going to be able to get that second half at least built in terms of the bench work, and lay some track, get it wired up, and start running trains again. And then all the features and ground covers and tunnels and bridges and things like that can come a little bit later, but it'll be nice to be up and running again. So that's the post, and thanks for watching. A little bit all over the place here, but I just decided to do a quick video and wanted people to see where I'm at. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it.